Right now, millions of people are asking ChatGPT to do things it was never designed to do. They're frustrated it can't book a meeting, pull live data, or run a workflow. The tool isn't broken. They're just using the wrong category of AI for the job. If you don't understand the difference between generative AI, a bot, an AI agent, and agentic AI, you're going to waste months building with the wrong tools. I've been in tech for 20 years. I currently lead multiple programs developing AI models at Google. So, when I tell you most people, smart people are confusing these four categories, it's not just a guess. You see it in the meetings, in product launches, in the tools people pick for their businesses. By the end of this video, you'll know what each type of AI actually does, when to use which one, and I'll walk you through no-code tools you can start with today. Here is how we'll break this down. First, I'll give you the simplest way to think about all four categories. One analogy that makes everything click. Then, we'll walk through each one, what it does, when to use it, and where it falls short. And at the end, I'll give you a decision framework and the actual tools to get started. The decision framework at the end is the part that saves you from picking the wrong tool for months. We'll get there after we lay the foundation. Now, think of AI like a restaurant kitchen. Generative AI is the recipe book. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. You give it a prompt, it creates something. Text, an image, a piece of code. It's powerful, but it only works when you open it and ask. A bot, a chatbot, is the ordering kiosk at the front counter. It follows a script. You press a button and it gives you a predefined response. Would you like fries with that? It doesn't think, it routes. An AI agent is the line cook. It can read the recipe book, sure, but it can also grab ingredients from the fridge, adjust seasoning based on what's available, and plate the dish. It connects the tools. It takes action. Now, agentic AI, this is the head chef, running the entire kitchen, delegating tasks to the line cooks, adjusting the menu based on what's sold tonight, rerouting orders when something runs out, learning from the last week's service. It plans, it adapts, it coordinates. That's the spectrum. And the mistake most people make is treating the recipe book like it's a head chef, then getting frustrated when dinner doesn't come out tonight. If you remember one thing so far, each of these was built to solve a different problem. Picking the right one starts with knowing what kind of a problem you actually solve. Now, let's get deeper into each one, starting with the one you're probably already using. Generative AI is what most people mean when they say AI right now. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Midjourney, DALL-E. You give it a prompt, it generates something new. A text, an image, code, or a video. It's reactive. It waits for you to ask. It doesn't go grab information on its own. It doesn't connect your calendar or your CRM. It creates based on what it was trained on and what you tell it in the moment. Where it's strong, brainstorming, writing, summarizing, explaining complex ideas, generating first drafts of almost anything. If your task is, I need to create something from a blank page, generative AI is the right pick. Where it falls short, it can't take action in the real world. It can't check your email, update a spreadsheet, or monitor your competitors while you sleep. It responds. That's it. There's a specific moment where generative AI stops being enough, and you need to step up to the next category. I'll show you exactly where that line is in a minute. The next category is what most people have been using for years, even before the AI boom. Bots. Bots have been around forever. That chat window on a website asks, "How can I help you?" That's a bot. The phone tree that says, "Press 1 for billing," that's a bot. Traditional bots follow rules. They don't generate anything new. They match your input to a predefined script and route you to an answer. Think of them as decision trees with chat interface. Now, here's where it gets confusing. Most modern bots use generative AI under the hood, so they feel smarter. They can handle more natural conversations, but they are still limited to responding. They don't go out and do things. They don't connect to your backend systems to process a refund or update your order. They inform, they don't execute. Where bots work well, handling frequently asked questions, routing people to the right department, collecting basic information. If 80% of your customer questions are the same 10 questions, a bot handles that. Where they break down, the moment someone asks something outside the script, or when you need the bot to actually do something, not just point the person in a direction. So far, generative AI creates, bots respond. One is the recipe book, the other is the kiosk. Neither one takes action on your behalf. That's where the next two categories change the game entirely. An AI agent doesn't just generate text or follow a script. It connects to your tools and takes action. Here's a real example. You tell an AI agent, find me 10 potential leads in a SaaS space. Check their LinkedIn profiles, draft personalized outreach emails, and add them to my CRM. A generative AI tool would write you the email. An AI agent actually does the research, writes the email, and puts the contacts in your system. The architecture is different. An AI agent has 4 components working together. It understands your goals. It plans the steps. It executes those steps across the tools, and it checks whether the results matches what you ask for. This is where generative AI stops being enough. The moment your task requires connecting to other software and taking real action, that's the line. If your task stays inside a chat window, generative AI works. The moment it needs to reach out into your system, you need an agent. No-code tools for building AI agents right now. Zapier has added AI agent functionality. N8N gives you more control if you're slightly technical. Lindy is great for non-technical teams, and Relevance AI handles multiple agent setups without code. Mind Studio is another strong one. Visual Builder, no coding, and you can ship agent in under an hour. Agents are powerful, but they still work on one task at a time, one workflow at a time. The last category is what happens when you give AI the ability to run the whole operation. Agentic AI. Agentic AI is the newest and most misunderstood category. It's not just one agent doing one job. It's a system of agents that can resonate, plan, adapt, and coordinate across multiple tasks with minimal human input. Let's get back to our kitchen. A single AI agent is a line cook who handles one station. Agentic AI is the head chef running the entire service, assigning stations, adjusting the menu mid-shift, rerouting orders, learning from what went wrong last night. In practice, this looks like a customer email support request. One agent reads the email and classifies the issue. Another agent pulls up the customer's order history. A third agent drafts a response. A fourth agent checks whether a refund is warranted and processes it. An orchestrated agent manages the handoff between all 4. No human touched it. The key differences from a regular AI agent: Agentic AI sets its own sub-goals. It breaks a big problem into smaller tasks. It delegates, it monitors, and critically, it learns from outcomes and adjusts its approach next time. This is still early. Most agentic systems today require careful setup and guardrails, but the trajectory is clear. Gartner estimated that by the end of 2026, over half of enterprises will have developed AI agents in at least one core function. And the agent market is growing roughly at 45% year over year. Now, the part I promised at the start, how you actually decide which one you need. Here's a simple way to decide. Ask yourself 2 questions. Question 1. Does my task require creating something or taking action? Question 2. Is the workflow simple and repeatable, or complex and adaptive? If you need to create something and the workflow is simple, that's generative AI. Write me an email, summarize this document, generate a product description, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Done. If you need to respond to people and the workflow is simple and repeatable, that's a bot. Answer these 10 FAQs. Route customers to the right team. Collect lead information from a form. If you need to take action and the workflow is defined but involves multiple tools, that's an AI agent. Research these leads and put them into my CRM. Monitor this inbox and draft replies. Pull data from 3 sources into a report. If the workflow is complex, adaptive, and involves coordination across multiple tasks, that's Agentic AI. Run my entire customer support pipeline. Manage a multi-step content production system. Orchestrate onboarding for new hires across HR, IT, and training. Here's the practical starting point. If you're a solo operator or small team and you're not using AI agents yet, start with one defined workflow. Pick a task you repeat every week. Use a tool like Zapier, N8N, or Lindy to build an agent that handles it. You'll feel the difference between AI that talks and AI that does in the first week. 4 types of AI, 4 different jobs. Generative AI creates. Bots respond. Agents act. Agentic AI coordinates. Most people are stuck asking the recipe book to run the kitchen. Now you know the difference. I break down tools and strategies like this every week, both here and in my newsletter. If you want the detailed walkthroughs, tool recommendations, and frameworks I'm using inside my own business, the link is in the description. It's free. Lastly, if this helped you see AI differently, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.